War veterans are furious after Mnangagwa government move to return farms to former foreign owners. Kusangana kwataita zvakare pano pamagaba news patiri kubata nhau dzakasiyana-siyana dzinenge dzichiitika munharaunda nemunyika yedu yeZimbabwe. Today we have a news dzema war veteran Zipra combatants and ZAPU supporters vanova vari kuuya ari war veterans ari kutaura achiramba chiitiko chakaiswa naminister weagriculture vanova Angus Masuka. Vakauya neurongwa hwekutaura vachiti vari kuti 67 mafarms achanga achidzorerwa kumaformer owners enyika dzakasiyana-siyana dzekuvarungu. Zvaita kuti war veteran auya achijamuka pamusoro pechiitiko ichi sezvo chiitiko ichi chakaitikirwa chiri chiitiko chekunzi vari kuda kubhadhara chikwereti chaunga nacho che13 billion chinova chakamodomwa kumakore apfuura aya pachitaurika pamusoro pechikwereti ichi. So war veteran eZipra ari kutsanangura wavo achitaura pamusoro pechiitiko ichi achiti iwo haasi kubvumirana neurongwa hwakaitwa hwekukombanseta maformer farmers kuti adzoswe paminda. According to news, Zimbabwe is once again facing heated debate over land reform after the government announced plans to return dozens of farms to former foreign owners under international agreement. The decision has triggered anger among war veterans from former Zipra combatants and ZAPU supporters who said the government is ignoring long-standing local grievances while rushing to satisfy foreign interest. According to Agriculture Minister Angus Masuka, the government intended to transfer 67 farms back to former owners from countries including Western countries. Authorities said the move is part of Zimbabweans obligations under bilateral investment, promotion and protection agreement, commonly known as BIPA agreement. The announcement comes as President Emmerson Mnangagwa continues efforts to rebuild relations within Western countries and international lenders. After years of economic isolation, Zimbabwe has been struggling with massive foreign debt, reportedly reaching more than 13 billion by September 2025, with billions of dollars still in errors. International lenders and financial institutions has reportedly demand governance reforms and the resolution of the land dispute, being offering a major debit restructuring or fresh financial support. Because of this pressure, the government has also been trying to compensate former white commercial farmers whose land was taken during the first track land reform program. Back in 2020, the government agreed to a $3.5 billion US dollars compensation deal involving thousands of former white farmers. However, implementation is reportedly being slowly because of financial difficulties. Authorities later proposed compensation through dollar domination bond. Through reports suggested some farmers reject that agreement, but while government pushes forward with the international compensation agreements, of veteran and former ZAPU members say a local injustice dating back decades remain unresolved. Among the strong voice criticized the latest move is Sibangilizwe Nkomo, who described the decision as outrageous and deeply provoking. He questioned why authority appears willing to quickly return land to foreign nations while property linked to Zipra and ZAPU supporters remain to be confiscated. The dispute traced back to 1982, shortly after independence, when the government led by former Prime Minister Robert Mugabe seized farms and companies connected to PF ZAPU. Authority and the term accused the later nationalist leader Joshua Nkomo of plotting to overthrow the government following alleged discoveries of arms under the Unlawful Organization Act. Property linked to PF, ZAPU, and Zipra were confiscated, and many of those assets were never returned. Decades later, former combatants and families connected to Zipra say they are still waiting for the justice. In 2019, President Mnangagwa promised to restore Zipra property, raising hope among veterans and affected families. However, critics add that very little progress has been made since then. Earlier in May 2025, reports indicated that a group of Zipra veterans, widows, and children of deceased fighters campaigned in Chinhoyi demanding the return of Nitram Holdings property allegedly seized during the Kukura-only period. Zipra war veteran and Bulawayo ZAPU Secretary Vivian Sisiba said the government should never have allowed the occasion of farms protected under international agreement in the first place. According to Sisiba, authority failed to proper consider the legal implication connected to BIPA agreement. Meanwhile, Mbusisco Afuzwayo questioned why compensation and property restoration for ZAPU and Zipra members continues to be delayed while foreign-owned farmers are being prioritized. Critics say the issue is now become politically sensitivity because the land reforms remains one of the most emotional and symbolic issues in Zimbabwe history. For many liberation war veterans and land redistribution represent the fulfillment of the national struggle. Any movement seen as reversing part of that processes can easily trigger strong reaction. Others, however, urge that the government is attempting to repay Zimbabwe's international reputations and attract investment by honoring legal agreement signed with foreign countries. Supporters of the compensation program believe resolving the land dispute could help unlock international support and the economic recovery. National Democratic Work Group deputy spokesperson Moyo reportedly urged that the government should explore alternative funding methods instead of creating new tensions around land ownership and compensation. As debate intensifies, many Zimbabweans are now watching closely to see whether the government will balance international obligations with the unresolving historical grievance for former liberation fighters and affect communities. For war veteran and former Zipra members, the central question remains unchanged. If government can move quickly to compensate and return farmers to former foreign owners, when will long promise justice for their own seized property finally arrive? Muri Zimbabwe ndona wiri kutoka ndona wiri kubuda ndona zviri kuziviswa panhau yema-war veterans ochema-chema achiti sei mukumhanya kugadzirira varungu isu vanhu vatema hamusi kutikwanisa kutipa zvatiri kushuwira. What's your take on these issues? This is the news that takabata pano paMagaba News.